Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Finny here from Finny's Homebrew Emporium, and just doing a hop edition. So, what we've got at the moment is 4 little pots. But look, there's something happening in 1, 2. I think that's it so far. Oh, maybe a little thing coming through there. And that one, and I don't think there's anything in this one yet. So, these are Rewaka, apparently, which would be good if they actually are. And what I'm going to do is, right, so, back garden, here it is. It's a stinking hot day today. So, we've got 1 pot, 2 pots, and what I'm going to do is trail the hops sort of up here. I'm going to have 3 lines go up, and hopefully you can see at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the idea being, this is like a sunny spot in our back garden, as you can see from this footage. So what I want to do is grow them up there, and then all the way across to the top of these here. So hopefully it will create sort of like a sheltered area here, that, you know, sort of stops the sun getting to it too much. And in here is our normal hot plant. So you can see, with all this hot weather, this one's starting to go mental. So I'm trying to train this one to go up this bit to here, and then I've got 1 more line there and 1 more line there. That bit last year, if you watch my videos, is great because it just twirled up there and all the hops just hung out. It was really easy to pick. But I've already culled, like you can see, I've already cut them off once, so I'm going to have to go through and just snip the ends off, you know, all these extra ones, because you know, there's no point having too many when you don't need them. They're just going to be putting energy into it. But yeah, at the moment, like I say, it's really hot. But also, while we're in the kitchen, see the cardboard box in the corner. We've got a really poorly chicken. She's under here somewhere. There she is. Say hello, Ada. So the poor wee thing has been like super ill since Friday. So it's like basically drip feeding and stuff. So send your best wishes to Ada, and I'll get cracking with this, and hopefully we'll be able to show you a bit more when all the lines are set up. So there we go. It's the morning after. So hopefully, once the hop lines have grown up a bit, yeah, they'll be going up there, and then if we pan this way, we'll be all up to the roof, and this area here will have a nice bit of shade. And other news. So this is the day after when I took, you know, footage of that, the hops in here, and guess what? Only 1 popped through overnight. So we've definitely got all 4. You can see how much they've grown even overnight. And the patient is actually getting better. Check her out. Say hello, Ada. So much more livelier than today. Still trying to keep her quiet, but look, she all that progress, which is awesome. So you never know, she might pull through. Poor thing. Should have been in, you know, the battery farmers as she used to be. She'd probably be dead by now. They'd have just killed her. But she's giving us a few worries and a few scares. But you never know, she might pull through. Good girl. Rightio. I'm gonna get back to the shop and do some bits there. So I'll see you in a moment. Right then, yeah. So I went back to the house earlier. This is slightly later than that earlier footage. That was like 9 o'clock this morning. And I went back at about 3 o'clock. And yeah, the Ada, the chicken, was just running around, trying not to be caught, which is her usual self, pecking at everything. So I think she's going to pull through, which is awesome. And so at the moment, I'm drinking this lovely looking beer right here. It's got a bit of a haze. This is still, well, probably not even the first litre that's come off the keg, but this is a test batch beer of my next commercial release, which is called Enigma, mainly because the aromatic hop, the main aromatic hop in it, is called Enigma, which is a new one from Australia. But apparently it's supposed to have like a rock melon type aroma, which I'm not quite getting, but it's definitely punchy. It's got a lovely clean aromatic. It's nice, very nice. And less than 5%. I think this is about 4.5, 4.8, which is perfect summer drinking beer. So hopefully it goes down really well. Yesterday and the day before, we've had some really hot weather here in Christchurch. I think it was like 25, 27, which for springtime was just a bit too early for everyone. And so everyone's sort of, not impressed with it all. But, we'll take the good weather. Problem is, when you get that sort of weather in spring, it normally comes with really strong winds. So there's a lot of gales and stuff, and, stuff blowing all over the place. I hope everyone who's in Christchurch is all good and everything's still standing. So this is currently in the brewery in the fermenter. So it got brewed last Tuesday. Thursday, so 9 days in the fermenter, so it should be being dry hopped at the moment, and then into the conditioning tanks next week. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Angry Sky, the new beer, our red IPA, is going really well. It's rating really well on Untapped. We did a few kegs for Nitro, and that one seems to be scoring about half a point less. But everything that's coming off, regular taps is like 4s. We've had some 5s, which, is the first 5s I've ever had for a beer, which is awesome. So thanks to those that have been drinking it. And if you're in a pub and it's not on, talk to the barman or whoever's purchasing the beers and get it down there. This Enigma was my last brew date for the new year. As a function of a few things, but being a new brewer, getting brew time around, the busy time is going to be tricky, but hopefully we'll be able to sidestep that with a few smaller batches at my friend's place, but more on that if it comes through. But the last thing I want to talk about is up in Nelson there's a thing called March Fest, which is quite a nice open air sort of festival. I've never been to it because unfortunately it always coincides with the homebrew thing for the Great Kiwi Beer Festival that I run. So, but this year they've managed to split themselves up a bit, which is good. Excuse me. But the other great thing about that is Mike Stringer and his crew up there in Nelson have organised, or are trying to organise, New Zealand's first homebrewers conference, which is fantastic. It's something that's been needed, I think, probably not before this year, but definitely now. There's more and more people brewing, and so that's going to be awesome. And they need everyone's support, because basically they're going to do a crowdfunding in November, so the tickets will go on sale via the crowdfunding. So as long as they get enough purchasing on that crowdfunding, then it's almost like a go no go thing. By the end of November, they'll be able to say, right, yes, it's on, blah blah blah, or sorry, we didn't get the support. So I think they need at least 100 to run it, and then they can go up to 400, I think. So if you go to the NZHC .org or .co.nz, I'm not sure. I'll put it on the links below. But go there, sign up to the newsletter, make sure you know what's going on, and get ready, to buy your tickets. I'll be having some sort of competition around winning a ticket to go to it. But I'll have to figure out all the details of that in the future. But we just want to get lots of support for it because it's going to be awesome. They've managed to get Ben Middlemas, who is one of New Zealand's original craft beer brewers. The guy's awesome. And if you ever get a chance to drink either his Note Bene or his Hodgson's IPA, those two beers are fantastic beers. Really get a chance to drink them. So he's going to be a guest speaker. They've also got, apparently, Tasty McDowell from the Brewing Network has agreed to come over, which is another coop. He's immense brewing knowledge, that guy. He's awesome. And the kingpin, I guess, is Chris White from White Labs Yeast filtering place. So, I mean, what a guy to get over. Personally, I've used a lot of his yeast because we sell them in the shop. But the guy, just to get that caliber of speaker, it's got to get going. I think even brewers like not just homebrewers, brewers will want to go to this conference, because there's going to be some awesome speakers. So March Fest is end of March-ish, mid-March, end of March. I can't remember the date. But yeah, get your diaries out and mark it in, and get planning for it, because it's going to be awesome. So I probably ranted on enough about that one. Cheers, everyone. I've got some brewing to do over the next week, so hopefully I'll grab some footage of that. I'm going to do a lager of some sort, either a lager or a pilsner. I might do a traditional American. There's a prohibition lager that I got in one of the magazines I might do, because I've cultured up the yeast. I need to do that, and I've got to brew the second half of my saison that's going in the keg to sour, and then I want to do a Flanders Red after that, because we've got loads of bugs left over from that. I'll show you. I'll show you this bottle. It's easy. Check that. That is pure goodness. That is slurry from the barrel that we emptied out the other day. So there's loads of, match fit bugs in there that are going to do great things to my saison and great things to my next Flanders Red. So yeah, good luck to everyone who's brewing out there over the next week. Any questions, let me know. Remember to subscribe, share, say hello, and let me know what you're doing. And hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday. Alright, cheers.